There we go. Brilliant. So I'm just clicking through menus at the moment, trying to gauge, like, the audio and OBS, because I haven't balanced this for streaming at all. I'm watching the bar go up and down as I click. I mean, it should be okay. You'll have to scream at me in the chat if it gets a bit too loud or something. Epidemic Sound. Oh, it's one of those websites that offer you royalty-free music that you can use for projects and stuff if you pay a monthly license fee, which I do. I don't know, it's like 4 or 5 quid a month, and I basically have access to a bajillion songs that I can use in my videos and stuff without having to worry about the copyright police breaking down my door. So, right, I'm going to load up the campaign I was already doing, because there's not much point in just playing through it all over again. I guess the name has retroactively become a poor choice, but it's been around for far longer. In order to gain control of a garrisoned and fortified city, it's often not necessary to lay siege. During a siege, all troops surround the city, either attempting to starve the defenders into capitulation or something. Right, so, welcome to Europe. In early March 1806. Old bony parts, Napoleon, he is busy rampaging across most of Europe. And by jingo, we're going to stop him. At least that's the plan. I think he's currently kicking the ever-living shit out of the Austrians right now, as I believe what is happening. Because he's taken Innsbruck, so that seems pretty obvious to me that he's busy wrecking them, which is great. Actually, let's have a look at diplomatic relations. Like, who's actually on our side right now is the thing. Okay, so we got Russia with us, we got Sweden with us, we got Austria with us, and we've got... well, I say that, but I don't think these are actual allies. It's just people that like me. Let's see. Our actual allies are, Austria, Russia, and Sweden. Portugal really likes me, but I haven't been able to convince them to join my little alliance yet. In fact, let's give it a go right now. Come on, laddies. You know you want to. Old Total War game diplomacy. It's just a fucking throwing shit at a wall and waiting to see what sticks. I'm not massively into Three Kingdoms Total War, just the setting and the overall style of the game doesn't really suit me terribly, but the diplomacy in that game is, gosh, it's so much better. So much better than anything they've done before. I hope they carry that across to whatever they're doing next. Where is this fucking music? Speaking of which, do you know what? I think I accidentally closed Media Player. That's why the music's gone. I am a genius! I'm not sure how I did it either, but whatever. Oh, brilliant. Wagner. Perfect. What a one to start on. Might be a bit loud, this, actually. Hold on. Alright, we're about to do a siege battle thing, so I guess it's appropriate.
The swine rot in the sty.
Right, we got Wellington. We got Wellington and his army and some extra dudes bringing up the rear.
Siege works underway.
At the moment. And we're laying siege to Madrid, because this is like, it's supposed to be like French-occupied Spain. It's sort of just French-allied Spain, though, is what the way the game is sort of, depicting it. There's the whole Peninsula War campaign as well, which does a much better job of, you know, the Peninsula War, but whatever. This is the Grand Campaign, so it's all broad strokes here. Incidentally, you can play the Peninsula campaign with this mod, and I did briefly load it up, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. I actually think I might save the Peninsula campaign for a YouTube series, to be honest with you. So anyway, he's got, and this is one of the things I really like about this mod, is it really goes into depth with the different regiments. Because he's got the 2nd Dragoons, the Scots Greys. He's got Life Guards. He's got the 15th King's Hussars. Some artillery. 1st Foot Guards, the Bill Browns. The Royal Scots Fusiliers. The 1st Yorkshire West Riding. A generic veteran regiment of foot. Few of those. But the lovely thing about this game is you can rename it. So, like, if we pay attention to what these guys get up to in battle, we can be like, oh, I remember that regiment. Let's give them a cool name. Regiment of foot. 95th Rifles, the Grasshoppers. That is, if you've ever watched Sharp with Sean Bean in it, that's his lads. The Black Watch, the Gordon Highlanders, 14th Regiment of Foot, the 60th Royal American Rifles, which are not quite as good as the 95th, I've noticed. They're less accurate for some reason. Maybe they're using different rifles, I'm not really sure. They're a bit cheaper, though, and there's less of them. And 3rd Light Foot as well. So, we're going to take Madrid, is the plan.
Target unseen, sir.
They... So I previously fought these guys in a battle across this bridge here. It wasn't really a bridge, it was like a ford across the river, as it turned out. So they've had a bit of a mauling, these guys. That's why they've got like units of like only 29 dudes, and these guys like 40 dudes. It's because I've already met these guys in battle and gave them a bit of an arse whooping. But still, there's quite a lot of them. They have a ton of cavalry for some reason. They had even more until I blew half of them away previously. But yeah. Also, probably looks like love reinforcements. These guys are just about close enough to intervene, which is great. So this is probably going to be a fairly easy victory, but they'll put up a fight, I think. One of the things I do like about this mod is that it actually makes the AI... I know, you know, I'm not going to say it's smart. It's still Total War AI. It's still kind of dumb as a box of rocks, but it's at least vaguely competent at its job of attempting to behave like a Napoleonic army, which is nice. So yeah, the battles are quite interesting. They're much longer than in the vanilla game, much longer. They actually feel like you're fighting a big Napoleonic battle, which is cool. This battle across the river here, I did. It took me a couple of hours. Like it was a pretty involved affair. So this one could take us half the fucking stream for all I know, but we'll give it a go. Although I'll drop a little quick savey thing first, in case it does go horribly wrong. Yeah, the bastard compilations, yes. Sharp's awesome, honestly. Like, it's a bit old these days, but that was a good show. It was just damn fine fun. Sean Bean is in his prime. Good stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good point, actually. I meant to turn off the timer. We've got like the 60-minute timer on, but actually after the last battle I did realise it might be a good idea to turn that off. So I guess the battle probably felt like it took a couple of hours, but it clearly must not have because the timer's on for 60. I can't have had a lot of time left by the time I was done, though, because it did seem to take forever. Right. For some reason it keeps turning off the unit cards and buttons. as well in every battle I go into, even though in the user interface here I've repeatedly told it to set always on, even though it keeps resetting itself for some reason. I don't know why. You stay on this time, please. Very annoying having to turn that on at the start of every battle. Anyway. Right. Now, there's a fog of war mechanic in this game, I think. See, because Napoleon Total War by default is weird, because it's the only Total War game, I think, where you're allowed to see your opponent's deployment before you deploy. Because it depends on which general's got the highest number of stars. The one with the highest stars gets to deploy second, basically. And if you're playing as Napoleon or like Wellington or something like that, you pretty much means you're always going to deploy second because they've got so many fucking stars. So what this mod does is it introduces a kind of fog of war mechanic, so we can see some of their units. It's usually the cavalry for some reason, but we can't see most of them yet. Also, I can zoom the camera really far. In fact, I think, if I recall, they've done something like weird to unlock the camera in this, I think, because you can send the camera under the ground. We're dwarves now. We're digging under the battlefield. It allows you to get cool screenshots. I think that's mostly what it's there for. Hey, Store, how you doing? Right. Music making you feel like you're watching a period piece? Dude, I was doing a naval battle yesterday with this classical music on in the background, and I was getting some serious Master and Commander vibes. It was really nice. So anyway, let's get this all set up. All right, there's be rifles. What do I want to do with it? Probably set them up on the flanks, I guess. So we'll have the 60th on the left flank, and we'll have the 95th on the right flank. And what do I want to do with my cannons is the question, because there's not really much in the way of high ground here. I'm going to have to stick them right at the front. So let's make a bit of room for them. Again, let me know if, like, sound and stuff is too loud, etc., folks. Because I have no perception of what's loud and quiet, honestly. Just because of the way my headset works. Let's unlimber these guys, actually, so I can actually deploy them properly. That's better. Can these guys deploy outside my zone? No, they can't. That's annoying. Let's get them a bit further forward at least. Right. Wellington himself, he can just sort of chill here, I guess. He can run to and fro to wherever a bit of moral support is needed. Cavalry. What should we do with you? Now, cavalry is a weird one in this mod because they're actually remarkably ineffective. Because obviously it's suicide to charge a infantry squad that's in a square. The annoying thing about all these music tracks, by the way, is that some of them are louder than others because they're not normalized properly, and it's a bit irritating. But anyway, like obviously, if infantry form a square, like it's suicide sending cavalry after them. But also, in this mod, you can't really send cavalry charging straight into a line of prepared infantry either, because that's not how fucking cavalry works in real life, which is nice to see that represented in a Total War game for once. So really, you have to be quite careful with your cavalry. You have to sort of get around behind the enemy or attack them from the side or try and disrupt their formation somehow before you send in the cav. So they're a tricky thing to actually get to grips with. And I'll be honest, I've not really mastered it yet. Okay, I think we're more or less sorted now. Who have we got on the left flank here? It's the veterans, Black Watch, the Bill Browns, and on the right flank we've got Gordon Highlanders, more veterans, the Yorkies. Who's holding my centre here? Royal Scots Fusiliers and some more generic veterans, okay. Oh, and I have a random third Lightfoot just stood out in front of everyone for no good reason whatsoever. How about you go there? Alright. Let's show these Spaniards who's boss.
The presence of your general in proximity to his men.
Go away. I know how to play the game, damn your eyes. Okay, they've set up some defenses and stuff, but that's never a guarantee they're actually going to use the bloody things. I'd like them to come to me, honestly. That would make my life much easier. And they might just do that, honestly, because I've got plenty of artillery to shoot them with. Speaking of which, what should I shoot with the arty? I guess it's just going to be them for now, because that's all that's in range. Oh, they totally redid the sounds as well, by the way, in this mod, because the default vanilla sounds for the muskets and cannons are the weakest shit I've ever heard in a video game. Sound like popcorn going off in your microwave. Like, that's genuinely what the muskets sound like in vanilla. But in this, they've made it sound really awesome, which is good. Cannons make big boom, yes. Now, AI, I did say to the people on Twitch that you're supposed to be relatively competent. Don't embarrass me here. To be fair, I can't really see what they're doing at the moment on account of all the trees and the fog of war and stuff, so... Suffice to say, though, they appear to be headed my way, so I'm not going to move yet. What we got over there? Guerrillas. Okay. I believe the term guerrilla does actually originate from the Peninsular War, if I remember my history correctly, which is not a guarantee. Oh, yeah, and Empire was a joke. Much like many other things in that game. They improved it a bit in Napoleon, and this mod tries to improve it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it's still creative assembly AI we're dealing with here. See, for example, in this mod, your troops get tired out very quickly if you run them around and everywhere. One of the AI's problems is it fucking runs all of its stuff all the time. It never marches slowly. Because it's an imbecile, basically. And you can thank Creative Assembly for that. I don't think they're able to mod that out. So, the AI always ends up with a whole bunch of exhausted troops. Because they insist on running them on a fucking marathon the length of several football fields until they actually get to you. But hey, it is what it is. On the bright side, the naval battles are still pretty good. In fact, they improved those quite a bit too. They're a bit more realistic. The ships move actually at like proper speeds for sailing ships, and not, you know, like they've got outboard motors hidden underneath the water attached to them, which makes the battles quite challenging actually. Because if you don't have the wind for you with you in a naval battle in this mod, you are seriously in trouble, just as you would be in real life. So the naval battles are quite fun. Hopefully we'll get to fight one during the stream at some point. And the AI in the naval battles is reasonably okay as well. Like, it does manage to give me a bit of a drubbing from time to time. Mostly because I'm really bad at naval warfare in this game, to be honest with you. I don't even have an instinctive inkling for how you should go about doing it properly. It's just sort of, line up the ships and shoot, I guess. Wow, you really don't get a lot of range on that canister shot, do you? Right, better switch back to round shot, I guess. That's the Madrid Guarnición. They actually look like half-decent soldiers, honestly. They've got big hats and proper uniforms. Right, that's them sending their cavalry up. You know what, guys? I think you probably ought to form a square just to be on the safe side. Squares are not impervious in this like they are in vanilla. Like cavalry, if you don't form a square in time and it's all a bit of a mess, like the enemy can penetrate the square and absolutely wreck it, just like would happen in real life from time to time. So, what's going on up here? Not a lot is going on up here, actually. Let's move around like this a bit. And slowly does it too, no running. And preserve our troops' stamina a bit here. Same goes for the cavalry as well. In most vanilla Total War games, cavalry can just run forever and ever and ever, but not in this, so. You could probably come out of the square now. (1812) overture, wonderful. Right, you guys can switch to canister shot and let rip. Hopefully you should be in range now. You are, excellent. Don't like it up them. I need to be careful with how I line my troops up, though, because friendly fire is a thing with this mod. Poor Spanish didn't stand a chance in this battle, unfortunately. Mostly because the big battle was fought prior to this one, actually, and you guys unfortunately missed it because I did that yesterday. So, apologies, but, oh well. Do you know what? Send my rifles after them. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that was possibly not actually required, but better safe than sorry. Let's send the cavalry around to get behind these guys. We're going to use our cavalry properly. That's the idea, anyway. Get the green jackets to keep these guys pinned in place for now. Also, you guys can switch back to round shot. It's less of a question of whether we're going to win, because we are going to win, and more a question of how much of my force can I preserve. Whoa, okay. less of that, please. Right, there's so few of these guys, we won't be able to manage this. Yeah, they've routed. That's the thing about cavalry charges. In Total War games, traditionally, cavalry charges are depicted as being like living battering rams, like they just go straight into a unit and all the men go flying, and it's very spectacular. But in real life, horses don't really like it when you try to charge them into a solid wall of soldiers armed with pointy objects. Like, they really object to it, in fact. Which is, you know, funny that, really. And most cavalry charges, the idea behind them really is not so much to actually physically just slam into dudes and send them flying. It's more about a psychological impact. Like, a successful cavalry charge, historically, would be one where the enemy troops... Is the game seriously going to crash on me here? It probably is. It's like, haha, he's streaming, therefore I shall crash his game. I didn't crash it at all the entirety of yesterday, but now he has an audience. Yeah, it crashed. Brilliant. Anyway, as I was saying, the idea was you would charge the cavalry at the dudes, and then basically the infantry would fucking panic and run. Basically, because... as it turns out, having a whole bunch of dudes, angry dudes on horses with weapons charging at you is actually kind of terrifying. And unless your troops are exceptionally well drilled and experienced, they would quite often just leg it before the cavalry hit them, and that's when it really worked, because the cavalry would then go in amongst all of the guys running away and start chopping them up. If you wanted to repel a cavalry charge, you actually had to stand your ground in the face of a bunch of charging beasts coming at you, which is a difficult thing to do. Continue combat. I might auto-resolve this one now, honestly, because the game's mucking me about. Same concept as War Dogs. I mean... I could be wrong, but I don't think war dogs were ever a thing outside of Dragon Age and Rome Total War, to be honest. But anyway. Yeah, I'm going to auto-resolve this. The odds are totes in my favour. Yeah, that's about what I would have expected, actually, as well, so fair enough.
Following capture of a capital city,
peacefully occupy.
Garrison behind to quell unrest.
Brilliant.
Local population level and any damaged buildings are fully restored.
Go away. Who's this random dude? Why do I have a spare cannon?
Your Majesty.
I have a spare cannon for some reason. I'm confused.
Yes, my lord.
Alright, well, you can just go join them, I suppose.
Forward!
Maybe I captured it. Maybe that's how that works.
Immediately!
I might have captured it. I think that might be it. Right, Spain's pretty screwed now, I think. The thing is, though, the French might decide to help them, in which case then we'll have a fight on our hands. Although, I say that, but, you know, they've still got a couple of decent-sized armies, and it looks like they're working on a third over there, so it's not over until the Vat Lady sings, obviously. Now then, where's my fleet at? I got a big-ass navy at the moment, mostly because I captured most of it from the enemy. Where did I... Alright, there it is. It's in Gibraltar. There's Nelson. And a shitload of ships. Many of which are captured, like the Santísima Trinidad. which is... I need to read up about this thing, because it's magnificent. It's a fucking gigantic ship. It's bigger than the Victory, which is my flagship. It's my biggest ship I have, and this thing's bigger. So... This floating behemoth has 130 guns on her 4 decks, making it the largest and most powerful ship in the world, yeah. See, I'd be a little surprised if Roman war dogs were deployed on the battlefield en masse, Blackwater, because back when I modded Rome Total War and I was surrounded by a lot of like historians from the period who were helping work on some of the mods we were doing, pretty much all of them said the war dogs in Rome Total War were total bullshit, along with the incendiary pigs. So I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I raise a skeptical eyebrow. The Santísima Trinidad is, however, an unwieldy beast and hardly responsive to the helm. Yeah, I noticed that when I was fighting against the damn thing. That's how I won. I outmaneuvered it. What about the head hurlers? I forgot about them. Yeah, I don't think they were a thing either. Rome Total War is full of a ton of ahistorical nonsense. It's practically a fantasy game, honestly. This, however, is entirely secondary to the enormous firepower that a captain has at his command. There is no ship in the world to rival her, and few that can even bear comparison. Built in Havana in 1769, the Santísima Trinidad was the pride of the Spanish Navy. Although a masterpiece of contemporary construction technique, she was built to a very old-fashioned design principle. Most naval architects were beginning to realize that overall functionality was more important than size and firepower. But this ship was designed by Jeremy Clarkson. So, I mean, harked back to a time when a hefty broadside was the only consideration. It was obvious to many experienced Spanish officers that her power lay in defense, but this was overlooked, and she was put to sea with the fleet at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. She lost her sails in the heavy fire from the British ships and was eventually forced to surrender, crippled and unable to bring her guns to bear by HMS Neptune. Unfortunately, do you know what? I fought a battle around here with my fleet versus this fleet, and that's more or less exactly what happened. I think I unintentionally reenacted the Battle of Trafalgar. Because I did have... Neptune was one of the ships that brought this thing down. So... She was lost at sea during a storm after the battle. Well, not in this universe, she wasn't. I've bloody captured her. She's mine now. Headstrom, thank you very much for 7 months of subbage. Wash your hands and play computer games. Indeed. So, yeah. It's ours now. We can't call it the Santísima Trinidad, though. We need to rename it to something. Any suggestions? Folks in the chat. It's going to be the HMS something or other. Dutch way of building capital ships, yeah. A bunch of these ships are Dutch, actually, because I fought the Dutch just prior to fighting the Spanish, so that's actually how I got my fleet a bit bigger. In order to take on the Spanish, I bullied the Dutch, basically. Stole a bunch of their ships, including their trading ships, which is why I've got like an extra trading fleet over here and over here, which is they're making me a shit ton of money, actually, though, so that was really lucky. The HMS Clarkson. I mean, no, but also tempting. It's always time to mug the Dutch. Well, it's their stupid fault for siding with Napoleon. There they are, with their stupid flag with the little picture in the corner. Who do they think they are? Batavian Republic. Pfft. HMS Empire. I'm good. All right, fine. You win, chat. You win. Power. Got a few others, I think, as well. Yeah, the Santa Ana, 122 gunship of the line, which is also fucking gigantic. This costly, massive, and powerful vessel carries 122 heavy guns and has a hull capable of withstanding heavy broadsides. We've also got the Príncipe de la Paz, 106 gun. And then we got Neptune, Tonnant, Colossus, Swiftshore, HMS William, HMS Zealand. That's a captured one. It was actually called the something Zealand with 2 E's. It was a Dutch one. I captured it. It's now the HMS Zealand with an A. Ha! Take that, Dutchies. Oh, we got this one. San Francisco de Assis. San Leandro. HMS Wrecker. Again, that was another Dutch ship because it was Wrecker spelt W-R-E-K-E-R. San Pietro del Cantara. Another Príncipe de la Paz. There's 2 of them, apparently. San Fermin. HMS Surprise. That was captured as well, I think. And, of course, I naturally I had to name one of my ships the HMS Surprise because, you know, you pretty much have to if you're playing as the Brits in this game. You have to have a ship called the HMS Surprise. And this one as well. Nuestra Senora de las Venas. Fucking Spanish. Stick to one word when you're naming your ships, alright, guys? Come on. Where's your HMS Agamemnon? Good point. Where the fuck is the Agamemnon? I'm sure it's here somewhere. This is Triumph, commanded by William Cornwallis. Should be in it. Oh, did it? I wonder if it got sunk. It might have gotten sunk, you know. Don't see it anywhere. Did I put it in one of my trading fleets? That's Vengeance.
Ready for action.
Yeah. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Maybe it's in this fleet.
Where to, Captain?
Arethusa, Juno, Elephant. I'm sure I had an Agamemnon. I think it might have been sunk, I'm afraid. I think it exploded. I remember now. One of my ships exploded. It caught fire and went fucking kaboom. It was amazing. I think that was Agamemnon. Yeah, it was a damn close run thing, actually. Because the Victory caught fire at one point. I managed to put it out, but I think the Agamemnon also caught fire, and it unfortunately went kaboom. Which was fucking spectacular to watch, let me tell you. Achilles Nipple, thank you very much for 34 months of subbage. That is a lot of subbage. HMS Kaboom, indeed. HMS fucking Kaboom. Alright, we got some ships to rename here. Let's see. We got the Clarkson. Right, this one. What should we call this? I'll call it the Achilles, in honor of Achilles. There you go. HMS Achilles. Legend has it there's a wooden nipple on there somewhere. Right, this one. Achilles is a pretty legit name actually for a Royal Navy ship actually. There probably was a real Achilles at some point. That sounds pretty legit, so hallelujah. I'll call it the HMS. I'll meet you halfway, Master Mal. I'll call it the HMS Perfidious. And I'll make another one called the Albion. How about that? Try and make sure they're positioned next to each other in most of the battles. This is a playlist. Yeah, this is a playlist because the mod I'm using adds a bunch of copyrighted music. So what I've done is I've muted that and I'm playing a bunch of completely copyright-free classical music instead. At least I really hope it is. It fucking should be. I'm paying $5.99 something a month to actually get the license to use this shit. So. Right, we got another one here. 64 gun ship of the line. Yes, basically, yeah. I mean, well, some of it is, like, royalty-free from YouTube's audio library, and some of it is from my Epidemic Sound license, so... Vengeance is a good name. Vengeance is a good name. I like that. We got a Corvette. Mercia, because Midlands. I'll do it. HMS Mercia. .38 gun Spanish frigate. Got a hood yet? I don't, actually. There we go. And a brig. A little itty-bitty brig. Terror. Do you know what? I'm totally going to call the tiny brig Terror. Aboard the good ship HMS Terror. And you're the adventure, but you need an HMS in front of it, because otherwise it looks wrong. Right. Oh yeah, there's Nelson, by the way. I don't know if I can access the actual, like, blurb for a ship, though. That's what I want to do. I don't want to see the Admiral, I want to see the ship. I don't think it's going to let me. Oh no, there we go. There we go, there we go. 106 gun ship of the line, HMS Victory. How does the Victory have no fucking background text? What? It's a 106 gun ship of the line with an impressive array of guns and is intended to be the centerpiece of the fleet. What a fail on the flavor text there, guys. Holy shit. Never mind. So, the question remains, actually, no, you know what, they're all repairing still after the last battle, so they're going to have to stay here for this turn, but next turn we'll go prowling for Frenchies. Yes, we will. Do you know what? There's one feature from Empire Total War that I do miss, and that feature is the one which allowed you to go to other regions around the world. like the Caribbean and South America and the West Indies and no, not West Indies, East Indies. That's the one. Because then you could have like little master and commander style skirmishes in the far corners of the world, which was really cool. Which was really, really cool. But unfortunately, it's not in this game. They just put the trading post here at the edge of the map, which is a bit boring. But never mind. Okay, I think we're done for this turn, aren't we, really? We've taken Madrid. Oh, we should probably repair the stuff we broke, hey? Everything else is looking fine. The UK itself is looking dangerously under-defended at the moment, but luckily, Napoleon doesn't seem terribly interested in crossing the channel, which is good. He's busy fighting Austria, so I think we'll be all right for now, hopefully. Even so, I think I want a few more ships up in the channel here to blockade all his ports and make sure he can't go anywhere. No, I think you're thinking of the right Nelson. He's armless, see? Don't know why everyone's so scared of him. He's armless. Glorious Admiral, brave sailor, natural sailor, darling of the gutter press. +4 to morale. The free press hardly ever print bad news or unkind comments about this general. Whenever you play this, you find Spain takes Gibraltar within the first 2 turns. They did in my game too, actually, but I managed to weasel my way out of it because at the time, my troops that you start with in Gibraltar, they were actually over here, raiding Cadiz. I actually had them in the dockyard there. So the Spanish came down with a big stack of dudes, took Gibraltar. Then they left a sort of token garrison in place, and then they fucked back off north again. At which point, I then took my army out of Cadiz and retook Gibraltar with it. So, yeah. Stupid Spaniards. Pah. So that made life a bit easier. And then eventually I managed to get a big stack of stuff together up here with Wellington, and then I sailed it on down here. And that's where we are now. Ooh, can upgrade this. I'm not going to spend any money on this just yet. I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know what's going to happen with Spain, honestly. Like, I'm occupying it right now, but I think you can like release countries as vassals and stuff in this game, which is probably what I'll do. So this army's clearly seen better days by the looks of things, although they've got a big one at Vienna, which is good. Don't know what's in it, but they've got one. Go away, advisor lady. Go, be gone. Wish I could figure out how to get more spies. Because that's the one thing I'm short of at the minute, is spies. I have one spy around here somewhere. Oh yeah, he's embedded in this army right now. But that's kind of it. And I need more, because I want to be able to see what Bonaparte's up to. Anyway, let's end the turn and get on with it. If we're going to go back to Guild Wars 2, don't have any plans to. I could change, but don't have any plans to at the minute. Oh, the Ottomans have declared war on me. Fascinating. Okay. I'm looking at the map right now and trying to figure out how that's going to affect me. I suppose I might have to fight their fleet a bit. I don't know why they've done it. We had a trade agreement, you bastards. Ha, your wealth is only rich, mine's spectacular. Get wrecked, Ottoman Empire. How's the militant veg doing? Alright, I painted a few more of them last night, actually. Painted a few light infantry dudes. Been dragging my feet with it a bit, honestly, recently. I just haven't been in the mood to do any painting. Because it's not as if they take a long time to do. You just paint mud all over the fuckers and they're pretty much done. It's not hard. Alright, well, I guess I'll call my allies. Your doom is hereby pronounced. Once roused, the servants of Allah are 1,000 times greater than any sword or cannon. Alright, we'll see about whether that's the truth, mate. And Russia and Austria refuse to join my side. I can understand in their case, because they actually share a border with the fuckers. I don't know if that's broken my alliance now or what, but... Oh boy, yeah, they're actually mobilizing a decent-sized army here. Which is unusual, seeing a total war AI being actually responding to a threat for once.
There is unused land suitable for
Oh dear,
farming in this
yeah.
region.
Alliance broken,
Building
that's not good.
farms here will help the population to grow over time and produce trade.
Workers on strike. Could you
The
stop being on
vigorous
strike,
system of
please?
Government within a nation is measured in public order. If unhappiness begins to outweigh...
Go away. Ah, cobbled roads, excellent. Okay. General available. John Hope. Having pledged his support to the national cause, this general may now be enlisted in your armies. Okay. Where did I build these? Oh, they're up here. Ah, okay. So we got a couple of new frigates. The Boyne, and we can't have another adventure. That won't do. HMS. HMS. The Spanish work is actually not British ones, crooked shades, but which would explain it. HMS Braveheart. That's downright seditious, Windlands. Absolutely not. Erebus, go on. Do you know what? There actually has been a couple of ships called Erebus in real life. You know, it's not just a 40k meme. It's a thing. And the HMS Boyne, I guess. I have to have the HMS in front of it, otherwise it looks wrong. There we go. Right, let's send you guys down this way. Blockade that port for now. HMS Wallace. That's even worse. I might make an HMS Turnip actually at some point. Now you mention it. We got some replacement dudes over here. Best you head on up that way. Also, we should really repair that. We kind of burnt it down and then didn't bother to fix it.
The advent of vineyards has turned wine production from a small-scale cottage...
Go away. Annoying advisor.
Lord?
Right, let's bring you up here as well. So if the Spanish are going to come at us, they're going to have to fight all of us. Also, apparently you're hiding. Interesting. Well, that's actually probably quite helpful. Erebus and Terror were sister ships. I didn't know that. Right, this lot are repaired now, so... let's go prowling about the place. See what we can find. Some Ottomans and some Frenchies would be good. Nothing else, we'll just raid the supply line. There you go. Not really getting much for it, I suspect, but hey. That's the big one over there. Could really annoy the Ottomans if we raided that one, actually, but never mind. The decision's already been made. How does one get models for turn 28? You just buy any old historical models and just start kit bashing them together. Most people get some Napoleonic ones and some medieval ones. And you just use your imagination, basically. Perry Miniatures sells a bunch of historical stuff that's useful. Warlord Games sells some as well. I'm not expecting the Ottoman Navy to be exactly what you'd call world-beating, honestly. I'm not too worried about them, but you never know. Probably shouldn't underestimate them, considering I'm not actually very good at naval battles in this game. Russia and Austria. Why did you guys have to break our alliance? It's just... It's not very good. It's not very good of you, frankly. They want some money, probably to fuel their failing war effort. All right, fine. We're friends again now. Great. What about you, Russia? I get it. You don't want to fight the Ottomans. It's fine. Or maybe you do. You just want some money out of it. No, they trade with the Ottomans. They don't want to fight them. It's fair enough, I guess. Alright, I'm more or less happy to sit on my arse here in Madrid and see what happens. Mostly because if I move my troops out of Madrid, the
pips in the public order section.
Go away. The public order's going to go in the toilet if I do move away, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. And I'm going to watch with great curiosity to see what the AI actually does here. Plus, they're standing on a bunch of mountains and stuff, and I think that means I might have to fight them uphill if I attack them right now. I don't know how much the campaign map actually reflects the battle map in Napoleon, so... Macadam roads. Interesting. How much money do I have to spend? Oh, tons. We're fabulously rich as a result of all the trade routes we have, so... Playing as Britain in this campaign really is playing on easy mode. I want to make that absolutely clear. This is fucking easy mode. If you want a real challenge, you can play as like I'm pretty sure you can play as Mecklenburg or Oldenburg. You can play as some of the really tiny German factions in the campaign if you really want to, and their victory conditions genuinely consist of like control 4 provinces. They don't interesting actually. You get a choice of 2 types of victory conditions when you do the campaign with this mod. You get historical victory conditions and you get world domination ones. The world domination ones are sort of your more standard campaign objectives, but the historical ones are interesting because they change a lot depending on the faction you're playing as. Like as Britain, for example, I'm doing historical objectives, and it basically consists of I need to control 12 provinces by 1812, not 1815, and I think like one of them needs to be Hanover over there, or another one needs to be Gibraltar and stuff like that, and the Balearic Isles actually. Like I don't think I actually have to control Spain. It's not one of my victory conditions. I do need to control that though. And I think possibly Corsica. I think there were a few islands involved and stuff. In fact, I could probably check, couldn't I? Objectives, here we go. Victory
Each
conditions.
nation has a set of predetermined
Here we go.
territorial conquests that it must
Go away. Yeah, we need to control 12 regions, including the region shown. Complete by the end of your turn in late December 1812. So we need Navarra, Catalonia, and Hanover, and the Balearic Isles. Those are the only ones we actually need to have. And if we do that by 1812, we win. Well, the campaign's considered a success anyway. But yeah, you want a real challenge. Players the Germans. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing as the French, honestly. Just trying to conquer most of Europe as Napoleon would be quite fun. I imagine Austria is not exactly what you'd call easy. The Ottomans are probably surprisingly easy just because they start in a really good position down in the bottom right here. With only a small border going around this way. I say small, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I remember in the vanilla game playing a campaign as Prussia, and my self-assigned objective was to basically just unify Germany. And I never actually managed to do it. It was really hard. I came relatively close, but the French just kept ruining my plans constantly. But yeah, that's another good one to try and do. Just play as Prussia and try and unify Germany a few decades earlier than normal. I think Creative Assembly these days has totally different plans. I don't think it's a case of them deliberately avoiding anything, and it's more of a case of them deliberately going after something else instead. You know, like they cannot have failed to have noticed that sentence didn't quite make sense. They can't fail to have noticed that you know, Total War Warhammer has made them shitloads of cash. Like, you know, they're probably someone at Sega's probably sat on a throne of dollar bills made from the sales that they got from Total Warhammer. You know, so I think they've basically realized that, oh yeah, like the fantasy stuff really fucking sells like Billio. So that's why they're doing that kind of thing. And that's why when Three Kingdoms came out, it was really fantasy as fuck as well. So and that's why they're doing Troy now as well, which is going to be really fantasy-ish. It's just, I think they're just following the money, honestly. I think that's what's going on. So that's what it boils down to. Oh, hello. French are actually putting up a fight for once. What do they got here? 64-gun Ship of the Line, 74-gun, and a 24-gun Corvette. Versus my 2 frigates. I think might not want to do this, except I apparently don't have a choice. I can't actually retreat, which is odd. Whatever. Let's give it a go. I'm going to see if we can withdraw from the actual battle itself once we're in there. And if we can't, then it's time to go down in a blaze of glory. Channel our inner Captain Jack Aubrey and try and think of something very clever.
How your ship will perform in it is crucial. The large arrow at the top of the screen shows the prevailing wind.
Yes, I've noticed. Thank you. Right, so and we won't be able to see them deploy either because we're not. Our admiral isn't as good as theirs, basically. In fact, I don't really have an admiral. It's just a couple of ships. should be interesting. Let's... Look, it's turned off my fucking... Hold on. I can get that this time perhaps it didn't save because the game crashed. But Jesus Christ. I'm going to deploy quite far back here, honestly, because I'm hoping that we can withdraw and get out of here.
Naval battles are frequently
Fuck,
a series of individual...
Well, bollocks. Bonjour. Small detail. This really small detail, but I do like the fact that this mod has actually given the Marines on the ships the right outfits, because they were incredibly lazy in vanilla and just copy-pasted the outfits from Empire. But now they actually look like Royal Marines from the Napoleonic era. And there's water in me ship! That's not good. Right. Erebus and Boyne, which apparently I forgot to put a space in there, so it's the Erebus Boyne. One word. Let's go, gents. Now, they're going to move pretty slow because they're sailing ships. And this mod makes the naval combat relatively realistic, so we're going to want to speed things up big time here. And going full speed would help also. I probably shouldn't have deployed all the way back here. I was hoping I might be able to withdraw, but alas. So what do we got against us right now? We have the Chlorinde, the Pompey, the Minerva. Yeah, we're pretty fucked, honestly. We are so screwed. That ship alone's got, like, almost as many guns as both of mine put together. Crap. Then again, we could try and cheese the timer. That's always an option. I think I'm a bit faster than them, so... Boarding action, no way, man. I got way more dudes on there. 173 men on that ship, 107 on either of mine. There's no way we're boarding them successfully. Unfortunately, I can't make like Captain Jack and disguise us as whalers. They're not really giving chase much, are they? Thank God I forgot to turn off the battle timer for once, that's all I can say. This is still going to take a while though, even with time compression. Well, I'm the defender in this scenario, you see, which means, in theory, I think, that if the timer runs out, I will win. That's what I'm hoping. Anyway, that's what I'm banking on. Should rename one of these the HMS Robin. Because they bravely ran away. So what are the frogs doing right now? Seriously, they're not even bothering to give chase. Oh, now they are. That's a quarter of the clock gone already. All right. Pause for some bread and what? Yeah. Pause to eat some croissants. That's what they were doing. They stopped for lunch. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do here when I inevitably reach the edge of the battle map. It'd be good if it actually told you when you moused over something how fast it was going. I suppose it's not as relevant in the vanilla naval battles, but it is in these modded ones. This is a bit of a disappointing introduction to naval combat in this, if I'm honest, so apologies for that, Twitch viewers. I was kind of hoping Nelson would be able to go crack some heads with his big fleet of his and we'd have some really cool shit to watch, but no, I'm just running away from some Frenchies instead. Class. Judging by the surrounding terrain, where the fuck are we? Seriously, like, what is this? We seem to be inside a massive, like, lagoon of some sort. I don't know what the word is. I guess the developers were hoping you wouldn't look too closely at the horizon. Your experience with naval combat is starting a battle with an overwhelming superiority and losing half your fleet anyway. Yeah, to be honest, exactly the same here. It's a miracle I've actually won the battles I have so far in this campaign, because I'm usually a bit shite at this. Okay, we've reached the edge of the, we've reached the edge of the map, Jack. We can't go any further that way. There'd be monsters there. Oh, I'm getting a sinking feeling that they're going to, pun not intended, but that they're going to catch me here. We're not even quite halfway on the clock. I mean, they've lost their corvette for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, I know you can group them. But it's not really that fucking relevant right now, honestly. I don't care if we're in a line or not. They're definitely catching up, although now we're on the same kind of angle to the wind. Hopefully we'll start gaining a bit more ground again. See, we could turn into the wind, but the problem is, JB, it's not like in vanilla where your ship can mysteriously move forward against the wind. If you turn into the wind in this mod, Like, you're gonna barely fucking move. Because you're a sailing ship. And you don't have oars. Okay, half the clock's gone down. Riveting stuff, this, I know. What are you guys doing? Stop it. Alright, he's left another one of them behind. Ooh. Let's see if we can drag him out even further. What are these guys doing? Have they stopped for afternoon tea? That's our job. We're the Brits. I think he's gotten stuck against the edge of the map or something. It's weird. The corvette's coming after us. I mean, if we can separate this guy, we might stand a chance of bringing one of them down. And then we might still have enough time to repair our ships a bit before one of the others catches up. But that's dangerous talk right there. The safe option is to keep running. T-38s can deal with a 64, you reckon? I mean, in a vacuum, yeah, I would agree with you, but I worry about these two. You know, he might be about to start shooting at us. He's turned broadside on. I mean, I think we're still out of range, but I don't know. Like, they're loading the guns. We're pretty much sailing straight into the wind now. Oh boy. Yup, they're firing. I don't know if we can actually keep running anymore. Yeah, as you can see, we've virtually ground to a halt now. This is going to be proper touch and go, but maybe we can maneuver around the bugger and use the fact that we're now turning into the wind and we'll have it on our side to our advantage. I'm thinking if we can get around sort of like behind him here and then just fucking repeatedly nail the guy, because we are more maneuverable than him. We've got that going for us. We don't. We've got another 20 minutes left on the clock, so... I really ought to read a fucking book about, like, 18th and 19th century naval warfare, because I bet if I did, I'd actually know what I'm fucking doing. Because, honestly... Oh boy. Here comes the pain. This seems like a fairly faithful representation of it. Right. Give him some, lads. Boom. Do you know, now I think I'm actually going to group you guys. Yeah, it's going to take them a while to catch up. They're sailing into the wind and we're not. Haha! I'm actually going to ungroup you because I seem to have more control when you're not grouped. I can micromanage 2 ships, that's fine. Will you turn, you bastards? Holy shit. Has your rudder been damaged or something? What are you doing? No, it might have been for all I know. I had this in one of the previous battles I did. I could not get the victory to turn for love nor money. Okay, it's slowly doing something. We're not really winning this contest, honestly. I feel like we need to get closer, but that's kind of dangerous in and of itself, honestly. Yeah, the Corvette's catching up. I'm not that worried about the Corvette, but still, yeah. Worth keeping an eye on. If only we had a bit more room in this direction to work with. Stupid artificial invisible wall of doom. We could switch to firing chain shot to try and wreck his sails, but I don't know if that's actually worth the bother. Actually, you know what? Turn this way. Genuinely don't know if that's a good idea, but we're going to do it anyway.
One of our ships is destroying from the fight.
Fuck, it's surrendered. We're doomed. If we can use the Erebus as cover.
All hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
It is, pretty much. This music is not appropriate. Nothing about this is epic. This is very sad. Fuck Erebus, honestly. Oh well, it's just a couple of fifth rates. You know, they only take like 4 turns to build or something. They're not. I mostly got them for port raiding. No great loss. Grand scheme of things. Yeah, the orchestra's clearly on the side of the French, yeah. Traitors! Whoa. Under the sea. Alright. Alright, HMS Boyne. Let's not give up just yet. We can still run out the timer. Your sister ship over there has betrayed you, but... just need to survive for another 13 minutes. I just finished building these frigates as well. It's kind of annoying, really. Like they were done, they were commissioned and launched, and then are immediately sunk by the French. Rip. God, you could not pay me enough to do what he's doing right there. This is some seriously choppy sea right here we're dealing with, isn't it? My God. Making me feel a bit ill just watching it. Oh, you treasonous bastards. Where's your captain? Where is he? Is he one of these two? I think this must be the captain here. You are a disgrace. Where's the French captain? There he is. Hon, 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 he says to himself. The roast beasts have surrendered. Did they lose their rear mast? Bloody hell, they did, yeah. That would explain it, I suppose. Right, let's see if we can run out the clock, basically. Unfortunately, the wind is not with us anymore, so we're probably going to get wrecked here. Oh, God.
One of our ships is withdrawing from the fight.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Do you know, I think they might have been deliberately firing chain shot at me there. In both cases. I think that's what they did. They fucked my sails and masts and stuff. Alright. Well, never mind. Defeat. Did the Boyne survive? It did! It actually got away. I didn't expect that, in truth. Alright, now the French are marauding about the place. This will not do! Yeah, I'm gonna need to build a small navy up there, aren't I? Clearly, because my big navy's down in the Mediterranean right now. about a bajillion miles away. What are they doing? God, there is a lot of Spanish. We might have to start sally forward and start dealing with these guys, honestly.
Land suitable for farming in this
Right,
region.
they've blockaded Bristol,
Building
which is
farms here
not great.
will help the population to grow over time and produce trade income.
That's actually putting a
We're
significant
watching
dent in
you.
my income, that is.
Scum.
Crazy Dragon Master, thank you very much for the sub. I've just kind of noticed that the text for the notification didn't entirely fit on the screen there. That was weird. Ah! I'm one step ahead of myself, it would seem. We got a
We're
98 gun and an
watching
80 gun.
Scum.
Ready in a few more turns. Okay. Did they capture my ship? I bet they did, didn't they? I can't see it anywhere there, but I bet they did. JB as well, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I got these three here. The Elephant's not a bad ship. I'm not sure if it's really enough, though.
Orders received and understood.
These two will be. I'm not confident enough in my abilities as an admiral to take them on at a disadvantage, frankly, so... Alright, let's get you repaired anyway. The HMS Boyne, which will now, in honour of its escape, have a space in between. Congrats. And to tell you what, just because I don't have it right now, let's get a port defense battery there as well. Or the French come knocking again. I've got one in Plymouth, Bristol, sorry, not Plymouth. Yeah. Which is what's prevented them from burning it to the ground, basically. What's our victory condition? Our victory condition is, yeah, it's quite specific. Where is it? We need to capture and hold 12 regions, including the regions shown, which are Navarra, Catalonia, Balearic Isles, Hanover, as well as the bits we started with, by late December 1812. Yeah, the batteries are a mod thing, yeah. I have a lot of gentlemen in London boosting my research at the moment. What I really need is spies, though. Currently researching top gallants at the moment, which would have been very helpful in the last battle because it gives you a plus 10% increase of speed in battle for ships with top gallants, as well as an increased movement range on the campaign map as well. I mean, do they need to be in the universities? I'm not sure. Like, there's a little, like, research logo-y thing there above London. Maybe you're right. Maybe they do need to go to the university. I mean, that would make sense.
You
Oxford.
can move your gentleman by right-clicking on any
I know how to move my units, you moronic.
Research reveals new cutting-edge technologies that will assist your nation in its bid for supremacy.
Place of learning
Order
and
your
culture at
gentlemen
once.
may be ordered to...
Aha. Place of learning and culture.
Okay. Well, they're there
Buildings that
now.
have been damaged due to sabotage or during battle can be rebuilt. To repair a building,
Go away! I know how to repair buildings!
We're watching. watching me.
Did that actually boost my research at all then? Don't remember what it was before. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Guanacozine? Thanks so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Sorry I butchered your name there. It's also in dark purple against a black background, so I struggled to read it in the first place. Alright. Spaniards. Let's have at you. Intercepted. Do you know what? I might have to cross a river again. But it's the same fucking river in the opposite direction now. Brilliant. But this is actually not a bad turnout for us because it means Wellington's army can take on this smaller army by itself without it getting any help. So, let's do it. Divide and conquer and all that. Although interesting, it's added me as it's listed me as the attacker. Although I thought I was the one being intercepted. We've got a very small deployment area as well, which is interesting. Yeah. Sharp's gonna have to save the day again. Oh man, it's raining. It's absolutely pissing it down. As it turns out, it does in fact rain on the plains in Spain. Oh, that's a nice touch. If you go up above the clouds, it doesn't rain anymore. I hope you've kept your powder dry, lads. Once again, there's no particularly great vantage point to put the cannons on, so gonna have to make some room. Now, if you put guys behind other guys with this mod, make sure you toggle off fire at will, because they will try to shoot through each other and they will kill each other. Friendly fire exists, it is a thing, and it's very annoying. Can we squeeze you guys in a little bit closer? Or are you just going to start blowing each other up if I do that? I mean, that's probably asking for trouble, isn't it? There we go. Let's see. You guys can sit back behind the cannons there. Provide support if required.
Yes, sir.
Right. Wellington. Sort of hang out there-ish, I guess. As for the Cav, I guess we'll have you two on this flank. We'll have these Dragoons, the Scots Greys on this flank. Where are the rifles? They're so fucking sneaky. I don't even know where they are. Ah, right, okay. I don't actually want you guys running along as light infantry, I'm afraid. I want you doing your sneaky light infantry thing. Put you over there. So that you can move out to the edge of those woods over there. Right. Got a cup of tea, everybody? Get comfortable. We'll probably be here for a while. You may fire when ready. I like the length of the battles in this mod, because Napoleonic battles were a slow affair. The Battle of Waterloo took pretty much an entire day, and it doesn't take nearly as long as that in this game, obviously, but they've made it just long enough to feel a bit more legit, which is very nice. The mod is, I think, Napoleonic Total War 3 is the name of the mod. It really begs the question, whatever happened to Napoleonic Total War 2? Because I remember the original Napoleonic Total War, it was a mod for Rome, which I talked about at the start of the stream. But I don't know what happened to Napoleonic Total War 2. Maybe they made a Medieval 2 mod that I just didn't know existed. What are you guys shooting at right now? Because it clearly doesn't seem to be them. Just realised this rain is probably playing merry hell with the encoding on the stream. Apologies for that. Not much I can do about it. Where are they all? They're out there somewhere, we just can't see them. Gonna move everybody up a bit. Alright, steady on their cannons. Fuck! Pause it before you kill someone. I forgot I need to unlimber you guys. I've been playing too much Medieval 2. Sorry, not unlimber, limber. Fuck, they're right there. Holy shit. Sneaky Spanish bastards. Come on, faster, guys, faster. Guys, head back into the trees there. Guys can go occupy this sort of tree line of sorts over here, I guess. At a leisurely pace. It's very weird and confusing because we can't see their entire army, we can only see bits of it. Hopefully, though, we've gotten the cannons close enough now to provoke a bit of a reaction. Horse arty? What do you mean horse arty? I mean this unit here is horse artillery. Royal Horse Artillery 6-pounders.
sir.
I don't like this. Unless you guys move that cannon back, I can see these guys turning left here and blowing away the crew next to them. No, limber up, guys. Limber up. I'm not having this. I'm not having this. You're going to blow these guys to bits. I can just see it happening. I'll tell you to load canisters, because there's some guys coming at you from this direction, and you'll destroy that entire crew. We'll get up on their horses just to move the cannons about 5 feet over in this direction. Honestly, that'll do. Thank you. No, I said stop! What part of stop did you not understand?
Yes, sir.
Fucking horse artillery, mate. Never again. That was some seriously weird maneuvering they just did there, but fine. I think we finally got them roughly into position. I hate having to move the artillery once I've set them up at the beginning. And this is why. Meanwhile, the Spaniards are just standing over there laughing their asses off, I expect. Right, we're clearly going to need to do a bit of scouting here. I appreciate the fact that we actually have to do scouting for once, mind you. Actually, no, let's not send the lifeguards to go scouting. Let's send the crappy hussars instead.
Yes, sir.
We're watching you, scout.
Kleos! Hello, sir. How am I doing? I'm alright, I suppose. Been better. But we've all been better, really, lately. So I guess I can't complain much. Thanks for the 12 months of subbage, my dude. Oh yeah. Cavalry do have a bit of difficulty getting through infantry in this, don't they? I forgot. Let's make way, lads. Make way for the cavalry. That looks so derpy, but the intention there by the modders is to make it very clear that horses can't just like yeet, and I used that word, I know, but they can't just like cannonball stuff out of their way. Alright, gents. Go and find out where those Spanish are. At least the artie's got some targets. Provincial militia, eh? Scraping the bottom of the barrel a bit, aren't they, clearly? Nice top hats, though. That's kind of cool. See, what's annoying is they intercepted me, and now the game just still considers me the attacker, which means that the AI is going to be super passive about it. But I suppose the way they've, if we imagine it, the way that this has happened basically is Wellington's marched his army south across the river, and these guys have sort of intercepted us. But what they're really doing is just trying to block our path. Like, they've intercepted us in the sense that they have occupied the road that Wellington was planning to march his troops down, and that's why they're here, just kind of standing around, not doing a lot. That's why the game still considers us the attacker, I suppose. Oh, we've got a good look at them now, at least. This music would be more appropriate if we were fighting in Italy, honestly, but I'll take it. Yeah, the AI does occasionally deploy its stuff in blobs, and I don't really know why. Apparently it's a weird game engine thing. Apparently, if you give it a bit of time and patience, it does sort its shit out eventually. Oh, we're losing sight of them again. Turn around. I'd like to keep eyes on, thank you. We're basically just spotting for the artillery at this point. Just make sure you don't get too close, otherwise they'll start shooting at you. And horses make for quite large targets when it comes to firing muskets, so you should be careful about that. Oh, got some hits there. If only you had some Lightfoot who could, I don't know, skirmish with them out. Yeah, I know. Let's bring the rifles forward a bit. I can't help but notice that this entire flank is being totally neglected here, so... If we start maneuvering over here, I'll give them something to think about. I don't want to move my bloody cannons again, but I'm beginning to suspect I might have to. Oh boy. Run. At the trot, gentlemen. Come on, rifles. Earn your pay, please. They've sent their whole army around this side. I don't know why. They got really, really, really keen on killing my cavalry, I guess. Right. Ceasefire. What the? How did you end up back there? Whatever. Now they're withdrawing again. What is going on? Where's Wellington? There it is. This way, Milado. Still shooting at the horses. I mean, I think they are anyway, I'm not sure. And those are light foot, which usually means they're actually a bit more accurate than your average. Unit of line infantry, so they're a bit threatening. Not as good as in melee, though. Not that that happens very often. Grenadiers, ooh. Let's definitely take some pot shots at them. Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? Rad cow disease, you're quite right. Fucking hell, they're really obsessed with my cat, aren't they? You want some cavalry? Have some fucking cavalry. Right in your flank. Excellent, they are broken. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right. Alright, now it's starting to kick off. Big time. So much so that the game started to lag slightly. Oh boy, these guys are getting close. What are they doing? Give them a point-blank volley, lads. We have pretty damn good line infantry as the Brits. Again, part of the reason why playing as Britain is a bit on easy mode.
Our general is under attack.
He is not. They're not happy, are they? These Spaniards. Ah, yeah, you're pivoting this way. Your first and final mistake. Tiradors. That's their light infantry guys, isn't it? Of some sort. Meet the Scots Greys. I'm sure you'll become the best of friends. How's my other cav doing? You get tired and tired. Okay, well. Going relatively well for now. wounded. Okay. So you guys turn around for now. These grenadiers are going to be stubborn, aren't they? I can already tell. Only non-conscript army in the entire period, right? I mean, I don't quote me on it, but I think so, yeah. I don't know as much about this period as I really ought to, frankly. All those cavalry.
Glorious victories, huh? It's soon to be yours.
Yes, I agree, Advisor Man. It has been rather one-sided. But we knew that going in, so no big deal. Oh god, the grenadiers have fucking turned around, shooting my dragoons. Oh, we're gonna take some casualties here. This is not good. Oh, okay. Yeah, now they're losing it. Get them, lads. You'll notice it wasn't the impact of the charge itself that sent them running, it was the imminent kind of charge, really, that spooked them, and that's sort of the point. Funny fucking Empire Total War engine attempting to do melee combat is always a bit of a giggle. Really doesn't work. But well, we've stumbled into a bit of an opportunity here. Hold on. Oh yeah. Roll up their whole line here. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Hold your fire. Don't need you killing any more of our dragoons that are already going to die. I always remember this tune that's playing right now. Mostly because it reminds me of the Shark Tank scene in what was it? Spy Who Loved Me, I think? It was either Spy Who Loved Me or From Russia With Love, I forget which one. One of the Bond movies. It was a Roger Moore one. I think it was the one where they had a ship, an oil tanker that went around eating submarines or something ridiculous like that. Anyone who's seen that movie will know exactly what scene I'm talking about with the shark. Oh boy! Yeah, they're routing. I'm not surprised, not even slightly. Okay, they formed square rather wisely, but it seems like we've managed to rout the other group we went after. Right, where did my dragoons get to? Are they all dead? I kind of lost track of them there for a bit. Oh no, they're here. They're fine. Okay. Fine-ish. Won't be for much longer though if they keep sticking around here.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Yeah, they're absolutely knackered, which is why they're moving so slow. The mod does lower movement speed of everything pretty much dramatically. And the reason they give for doing it basically is because the battles in the game are massively scaled down from how big they were in real life, so they've kind of tried to scale everything else back to match it, so that you get a bit more of a more authentic overall battle experience. So, like, musket effectiveness is reduced as to what it would be if this was real. Like this actual distance here, these guys would fucking destroy them. But they worked out, I think, when they were making this mod, that the game's effectively like on a 1:7 scale of the real battles. So they've kind of scaled a lot of the other stuff back as well to match, if that makes sense. The end result is basically that you get battles in the mod that feel a bit longer and a bit more kind of like authentic. It's a lot more about maneuvering and, you know, well, maneuvering, maneuvering and flanking and what have you, instead of just, you know, rifle charging straight up the field and bayoneting everything in sight. It's the size of what, 2 or 3 battalions going at each other. Yeah, basically. I mean, like, if this was a real battle in the Napoleonic Wars, this would be so small. This would be a tiny battle in real life, but it's a full stack. You know, it's a full stack army we're working with here, but compared to the real thing, it's incredibly small. This would be like considered a skirmish practically. Right, this will be over if we can get these two to rout. They're withdrawing, I think. They're just sticking around in their square, absolutely petrified. Scourge of War gets pretty close. In terms of the overall scale of the battle. But I think even that is scaled down a little bit. Guys, active, fresh, brilliant. They've had a bit of time to catch their breaths. Excellent. What about the dragoons? They're still very tired, but hey, it's okay. I think I might just let the infantry do the work here, honestly. Just need to get them to break, essentially, and that's it. Job done. Yeah, mods really do save Total War in a big way. I've always felt the Total War games are a bit like Bethesda's games in a way, because they are sort of like decent enough games, but most of the time it's the mods that make them truly brilliant, in my opinion. Particularly in the case of the early games like Medieval 2 and Rome. You get a copy of Rome and Medieval 2 on Steam these days for like £5 or however little it costs nowadays. And you're in fact practically getting like 12 different games with each one, just because of how many total conversion mods are available for those. Alright, have at them. There we go, we broke them. Brilliant. Right. Why is it making it... Oh, there's a unit of dudes in there that was hidden. Sneaky little... Right. Let's move these guys up here, just to keep things neat. Yeah, they're in a square. Just going to make life difficult. Interesting thing is they're in a little solid square as well. I've noticed some units do that, and I'm not really sure why. I think it's on purpose. I don't think it's a glitch or anything. Yeah, they make a solid square instead of a hollow one. Right. Come on, let's finish this. Maybe we can scare him a bit with these cavalry. Oh, no, these guys are forming a square. Maybe if we just get in there really quick before they've finished forming this. Yeah, there we go. Now they're running. Brilliant. Right, let's... Come on, guys. Let's wrap this up. There we go. There we go. Surely that's it now. Unless they've got more hidden in the woods somewhere. Oh, lads. Stop before you... kill all of our own dudes. There we go. Victory is yours. When you were cooking pasta and had to rush cutting a tomato because Dave's stream distracted you. Sorry about that, dude. For some reason, Shogun 2 has been the least stable game you've ever played with mods. Weird. I've had one crash with this so far, I'll admit. I mean, Shogun 2 in general can be a bit crashy, but I did find last time I was playing it that I'm not chased after these guys, it took forever. I did find that if you lower the shader model down to like shader model 2 or something like that, you get way less crashes all of a sudden. But that's specifically during the battles. I mean, if it's crashing on startup and stuff, then we don't know. That's probably a mod problem. Right, so that went very well. Lost 171. They lost a ton. And yeah, well, we outgunned them pretty massively to begin with, so that's fine.
Impossible, sir.
Excellent. And that just leaves this army over here then to deal with. What have they got? Ah, it's the one with our spy in it, so we can see the whole lot. Look. I guess that's line cavalry. Heavy cavalry. They got some arty. Grenadiers, line infantry. Grenadiers, line infantry, skirmishers. Light infantry, skirmishers. Grenadiers. Dragoons. Fairly reasonable mix then. I mean, they could probably do with a bit less cavalry and a bit more infantry, honestly, but that's just me.
Your Majesty?
Right, you guys can occupy Madrid for now, just to try and keep the population in check. Might just have to exempt them from tax. Yeah, there we go. Right. They'd fallen the samurai. I assume that's what you mean by bots. And battles are super short. It's practically over in the first few volleys due to how effective rifles and cannons are in that game. Well, it's just Total War battles in general, to be fair, mate. Like, if you go back and play, like, original Rome, or even, like, Total Warhammer these days, like, battles are over in, like, 5 minutes. They're really, really fast. It's just how Creative Assembly tends to like to do it. Medieval 2 is, like, the one outlier that they did, really, in my experience. Because Medieval 2 is the only Total War game they made where the battles actually last a decent amount of time. Especially the siege battles. The rest of them are already really, really snappy, quick, fast, so... You know, it's a thing. I mean, I know that the rifles and guns in Fall of the Samurai are more effective, but bear in mind that those types of guns were used in the American Civil War, and those battles still took a long time. So... It's not realistic for the battle to be over in 5 minutes just because you've got rifles. It's not how it worked. But anyway,
Where to, Captain?
You hated sieges in Medieval 2. Yeah, they're a bit of a chore, except if you were doing a multiplayer siege, then it was really fun. Multiplayer sieges in Rome and Medieval 2 were a good time. Anyway, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I told you a bit of a short stream, and I wasn't kidding, because I do actually have to go now, so sorry about that, everyone. I will be back on Wednesday with a proper, massive, full-length stream, hopefully. Fingers crossed, that's the plan anyway. And for now, at least, I am still planning to make a start on Jade Empire and possibly Monkey Island as well, but we'll see. Hope you enjoyed, anyway. I'll put this one on YouTube, I think, and see. We'll run this VOD up the flagpole and see who salutes, shall we? See if people are interested, and if they are, I might stream more of it. You just got here, Val? Ah, sorry, man. Yeah, no, I gotta go. Right. I just saved it, didn't I? Save it again, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Alright. What the fuck just happened? Did the game just crash? It just crashed. Jolly good! I didn't exit it there, it crashed. Okay. Brilliant. Is there anyone we can quickly go and raid? We've got Zamulf and we've got Frads to choose from today. What are they up to? Zamulf's playing the Long Dark. Frads is playing... What is he playing? Rage of Mages 2, Necromancer. Well, honestly, I don't really care either which way, although I think I'm going to raid Zamulf just because he's got fewer people watching at the minute. So that seems fair to me. So, I'm going to go watch him play some of the Long Dark. Love that game. Love that game. Even though I got eaten by a bear. Love that game. Excellent. Alright. Cheers, everyone. See you on Wednesday.